They're monopolizing the bestseller lists and providing a continuous baptism of content into the minds of North Americans. The writings of modern-day spiritual gurus are in heavy demand. Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth, Rhonda Byrne's The Secret, Deepak Chopra's The Third Jesus, and Elizabeth Gilbert's Eat, Pray, Love all promise a form of modern-day enlightenment. Are the bestsellers paving the way for spiritual journeys, or will they fade into the ethereal past? Today, we examine the draw to spiritual awakening. To help us examine the growing trend among spiritual writers, we're joined by Dr. Linda Christensen in Vancouver. Her specialty is the New Age movement. She's at the University of British Columbia and Douglas College. Linda, welcome to Listen Up.
Well, thank you, Lorna. It's a pleasure for me to be with you this morning.
You know, Linda, a year ago it was a revival in atheism. That was all over the bestseller list. Now it's a revival in belief, a variety of spiritual practices. What's going on?
I think that there's been a strong interest in spirituality for a long time, actually. And I think atheism has been just sort of responding to the interest in spirituality. So it's not that the spirituality is anything new. It's been quite intensely investigated, I'd say, since the counterculture of the 60s. There was a real profound awakening beginning back then.
All right, Vancouver's Eckhart Tolle helping Oprah do the most important thing she's ever done, a worldwide New Age crusade for 10 weeks. What do you see in this very successful campaign that is helping people?
Well, I think people are searching for new ways of being. They're quite disillusioned with the lack of soulfulness in our culture and our society. It's such a strictly materialistic society dominated by materialist values. And the paradigm that people are working with here is working with the assumption we're just strictly biochemical beings. And I think people want to rediscover deeper aspects to themselves and also find a more fulfilling way of living. And I think Tolle is helping people in this regard, helping them to get in touch with their deeper self.
Linda, there seems to be even more than that biochemical exchange. There's the whole hunger for higher consciousness, like let's get really beyond ourselves. Why has the Christian church been unable to address that need?
Well, I have to say, I think a problem with the mainstream religiosity, and specifically here mainstream Christian churches, is that they're focused too much on one theme. And often it's just simply, Christian theology with respect to salvation and strictly Christian doctrines associated with that. And they're not addressing deeper issues as to, what is the human self all about anyway? What is the larger human journey involved? How is it that we can acquire healing in our lives, a deeper sense of fulfillment, connection with others, with community? What sort of values is it that we need to live by that could save this planet? There's a real concern here in this movement that comes through in the book, that it's an attempt to create a new earth to save humanity from potential destruction and the planet from potential destruction. And I think a lot of these sorts of topics just really aren't addressed enough. The teaching you often get is just a little bit too narrow and restricted and exclusive. And I think that is where it just doesn't seem to be reaching people's hearts and souls enough.
Okay, you are a specialist on the New Age movement. Have you found any dangers in it?
Well, the one problem I think is that it's a bit of a hodgepodge. There's a lot of messy, sloppy thinking in the movement. There are so many trends, thinkers, teachers, teachings, so many things that are associated with this movement. And you do get elements that are really quite bizarre, and you do run into quite a lot of flaky people that have a very superficial understanding as to what it's all going on. And I think people can be far too simplistic in their understanding of this movement and how they even live it out. And I would like to see greater dialogue and understanding taking place between people of all camps, because I think that's something that almost everybody could offer to the table here that would be for the betterment of us all.
All right. Dr. Linda Christensen, thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Coming up, sorting through the good and the bad amongst the New Age writers. Our viewers send us their opinions on current issues. Here's what some of you have had to say.